Hey guys, it is Wednesday here in West Virginia, and we're kind of doing a wheel swap Wednesday, but it's a little more involved than just a wheel swap. It's a body swap or base swap, whatever you want to call it. Both are being performed at the same time. So, what we're doing it on today is the M2 Machines Dodge Power Wagon / Adventurer. This is the newest truck that's trending from M2 right now. It's a big hit with a lot of M2 collectors, especially us Mopar guys. And I found a casting finally, or variation, I should say, of this casting that I want both variants of. I want a slammed one and a lifted 4x4 one, and that is the Ram Charger's truck. So, I've done these videos in the past. I've done them on the Chevy and GMC square bodies, how to base swap them, and then I've done it on the K5 Blazers, and it's pretty simple. This one, though, has one step that's a little more involved than the Chevy trucks. If you have not done these yet, you probably don't know, especially if you have not done a 4x4 for a slammed swap. If you've done like just body swap, like from, I don't know, 4x4 to another 4x4, so you didn't like the white wheels on the Christmas editions and you swap them out to get the chrome wheels, then you probably won't notice this. But if you're swapping a 4x4 base for a two-wheel drive base, you're going to notice this. So I have our two trucks here already. I was lucky enough yesterday at Walmart to find two of these guys. And actually, it wasn't yesterday. I lost track of time. It was on Sunday. Found two of these guys, and I was thinking, wow, I wish I had an extra 4x4 so I could swap that. And I just remembered in my Mr. Norm's diorama, I had a plow truck as like our shop truck in the diorama. So there's my donor for the 4x4 base. So what I've done, I've already taken the screws out of these. As you can see, the screws laying right here. At least I've taken most of the screws out. There's still one in this truck. And actually, I think I've misplaced one of them. But anyways, what I want to show you is we'll do the Ram Chargers first. We'll take him apart. Now, this bumper is going to fall off because when I was disassembling this is my first one, I was having a hard time getting this base off. I had both screws out, as you can see, and pulled it up on it, and I was like, wow, this is kind of a little bit hard to get out of here. And anyways, yeah, I don't know why. Now it's really hard to get out of there. But yeah, there it goes. It kind of locks in pretty good, but then I was pulling and I was like, man, I still can't get the back loose. And then I noticed that they had some tabs that slid in. Actually, it's supposed to be like your exhaust tips that slide into the back in case you want to run it with like a roll pan. But all of my adventurers, as far as I know, they're slammed, like the green one, and the purple one that is on the auto hauler has black bumpers. So I'm not sure why they did this, but they could have just cut it off and just left it because they don't have any kind of unique cutout in the rear bumper of this one in particular. Now, this guy and the purple one from the auto hauler may have cutouts in the bumper. I don't know. But your exhaust slides into the body, as you can see here. So you got to pull it out. And then the bumper is unique for this lowered chassis. As you can see, it has female holes on it instead of having the male ends to slide into the body like most. It actually has female ends where the chassis slides through the body into the bumper. So, with that being said, that's the trick that I wanted to show you, the thing that I wanted to tell you about that's a little different on these compared to the Chevys. Now, this, I put the screw back in, and if you have your truck at the plow, one thing you're going to notice is that this front screw is going to be a little bit too long for the chassis if you decide not to use the plow. And I don't think I'm going to use the plow this time. But they come off very easily. It's not glued on. It's not made to the base. And it comes off actually pretty nicely. So you can add this to another one of your vehicles if you want to. May even be able to add this to a square body or a Ford. Not sure. But for the Mopar castings, it slides in there between the leaf springs pretty good. So anyways, with that being said, taking this off, and I'll show you the exhaust tips on the four-wheel drive. You can see that the exhaust drops down under the bumper. So this chassis pulls up, and you can see the tips are dropped down. And then this bumper has female ends. As you can see, they're going through the body. So whenever you do this body swap, you're going to swap bumpers also. And if your truck, if you don't want to add the rear bumper to it again, you probably don't have to. You can clean off the adhesive and such, and it looks like it's got a roll pan on it. So you could go for that unique roll pan look, or you could put the bumper back on it. It's up to you. But anyways, they just slide back on. The tips find your holes there and slide that in, and then voila, you have a slammed snow fighter. So yeah, he's not going to be much of a snow fighter anymore. So anyways, you have a slammed blue adventurer. That's pretty much it. And that metallic blue looks really good on this truck. So now we have a slammed partner to the snow fighter. And then we're going to pop this base onto the Ram Chargers, and voila, we have a Ram Chargers lifted. And then we're going to take our bumper from the lifted truck and put on this body. And then that's pretty much it. There you go. So you may have to add a little bit of glue depending on like how fixed you want it to the truck. If you want to be able to swap it back at one point in time, or if you plan on leaving it, you may want to glue it. But the female connector is going in the hole. Works pretty good. It stays on there nice. I mean, if you're going to move it around and bump it around, it probably is going to lose that bumper. And then this one, as you can see, it's kind of got the metal tips there now, but it's the exhaust. As I said, you kind of clean up that adhesive, and then if you wanted to, take a silver Sharpie and paint the exhaust tips, and it would look kind of cool. Like you have some cutouts there, and I'm sure you could come up with something else with like some brass tubing to make the tips look a little bigger, and then use your own imagination on the back there. So if you don't want to do that, and you just want to go back to the original bumper, well, then he just pops right on those tabs from the exhaust, and that's it. Now you have lifted Ram Chargers to go with the slammed Ram Chargers, and a slammed Snow Fighter to go with the lifted Snow Fighter, and then you have a plow to put on another vehicle, or as I said, if you want to put it on your Ram Chargers, you can. So that's it, guys. Just wanted to show you that little tip with the rear bumpers, that whenever you do a base swap for a 4x4 to a two-wheel drive chassis, you're going to need to swap the bumpers. Not necessarily. I mean, you could glue the female end bumper to the lifted chassis, and you could lop off the metal ends on the other bumper and put it on the slam chassis. So yeah, it just depends on what you want to do, but it's just easier to swap the bumpers. So that's just the tip I wanted to give you on this body swap. But besides that, it's just take 2 screws out of each one and swap them around, and you're done. So enjoy your hump day, guys, and I will be back on Friday for another Free It Friday. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your week.